We are here live at Synapse with Ashley Brundage.
Yes.
She is the founder, president, and author as well of Empowering Differences.
Yes.
Which, welcome. We're so excited.
So excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh my goodness. Well, I actually overcame harassment, discrimination, and homelessness in 2010.
Wow.
Here in Tampa, Florida. And I used empowerment as a way to overcome those obstacles and find a career and grow in my career from part-time bank teller to become the National Vice President of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the 5th largest bank, PNC Bank.
That is amazing.
In America. And so then I started doing a lot of research on empowerment. And that's when I really built a framework for how people can use empowerment to create change for others.
That is an amazing story. How did you get from, you said homelessness, harassment, to like that change of mindset to become such a powerful influencer
in a really large organization too?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely was being very bold.
Yes. To say the least.
But yeah, so I used a 4 empowerment step framework that literally anyone can use to empower any one of their differences. So that could be their gender or their race or their religion, ethnicity, age, physical abilities, social economic class, education level, all of the things that make you who you are. Each one can potentially impact your experience in connecting with other people in this world, and growing your career obviously is one of those potential elements.
Right. I love that.
And it requires lots of patience.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
What are those 4 steps? Can you share them with us?
Of course. Yeah. So step 1 is to know yourself. So you really have to start thinking about how you're going to fit in this world. So I actually published a free assessment, which all of the listeners can get access to my self-assessment that you can download right from my website. And that will actually really help you to unlock where you fit into this world, your comfort zone, your privilege, your empowerment, and really digging deeper around what makes you you. Mm-hmm. And then knowing others is step 2. And those were the 2 steps that I used to actually get a job as an out transgender woman living in Tampa, Florida in 2010, which was a whole other thing.
Right.
And like I had doors slammed in my face by potential employers. People would say, "Oh, we would never hire anyone like you."
They literally said that to you.
I had the cops called on me. I got trespassed from a job interview.
What is wrong with some people?
I know.
Well, but see, here's the thing, that for the last 100 years on this planet, we as a society have been treating transgender people as evil. And we've been represented in media, television, movies, you name it. And our representation has usually been negative. And so people associate and create an unconscious bias based on what they've seen for a marginalized community or any community potentially, right? I mean, I'm sure that you get people who automatically think that women can't be bosses.
Right.
Right. I mean, that's literally an unconscious bias that someone has.
Yes.
Right.
And so that's been created in this world. So having to overcome that stereotype that transgender women can only be a sex worker or a drag queen is literally what I was encountering. Like that's what people thought when I showed up at a job interview.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then starting from there,
right?
Yeah.
And then going to be empowered is a whole other track.
That's a huge step to take. Yeah. So you mentioned the 2 steps so far. What are the 3rd and 4th steps?
Teasing.
I know you're
trying to keep you on the edge of your seat, because I am on the edge of the seat. Literally. So once you start realizing the people around you and yourself, you need to build a strategy. So developing your strategy is step 3. And what I mean by that is the strategy for which differences to empower in which setting. And I had to build that strategy myself as well, because I kept thinking about how I was going to grow my career and I was pouring all the empowerment into my gender difference. But really, when I started to build the strategy and think strategically, I realized that, well, I'm female. The company sees me as female. My coworkers recognize me as female. My insurance says female. My corporate record says female. And since I'm going to do some research, I'm going to realize that the bank was 61% female. So now I'm part of a majority group. Do I really need to be empowering that difference, or should I focus on something else from my assessment? So I went back and I said, wait, what now is my biggest weakness? That perceived weakness that needs the most empowerment. And it was really my educational level, because I never went to college. And so I started pouring all the empowerment into my education difference. And that led to so many more doors opening. It led for me to reframe my difference. Instead of it being negative, I presented it in a positive light. And it also led me to the last step, which was that I needed to take the action. So I built a framework of 10 empowering actions that people can do to impact for other people, right? And those 10 actions are the fourth step in how you make this world better.
So out of those steps, is that how you created your own company? Is that what took you to kind of make that leap?
Yes. Nice. Yeah. So it was not just the 4 steps. It was the research that I put into this, because I don't think that anyone can write a book about empowerment or leadership or diversity, equity, inclusion by themselves. You have to be able to involve other people who are different than you, and you need to be able to have an intersectional lens. So I formed an empowerment panel of 10 people to do the research with me.
Awesome.
And that's when we looked into all of the 10 most common differences. So my 10-member panel, are you ready for this?
Yes. Oh my gosh, hit me.
They spoke 7 different languages. They had 6 different religions.
Wow.
Okay.
Amazing.
Just as a starting point for how different every single person was from one another.
Right.
And I kept asking them the same questions around the assessment and the actions that were done, how they actually build their strategy based on each difference. And that then became the framework that I built around helping people better understand empowerment by empowering their differences.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, that brings in a lot of different backgrounds, perspectives, because that's what you need, like you said, in order to build that and have that foundation.
I would have loved to be in that room. I mean, the conversations you guys were having were probably really super hot topics, ones that you can't even really bring up in corporate.
No.
Right?
No. And well, you can.
Right.
If you want to be edgy and you want to make people feel uncomfortable, which I think is a good place to be.
Right.
Right. Because how can you grow if you're always in your comfort zone? You have to be outside of your comfort zone. Yeah.
And you can't have the kind of growth that you want unless you live bold, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's right. I love that you're out there getting the word out. Do you work with other companies and help them with their diversity and inclusion?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I did DEI at PNC for 6 years, and then I just recently left in December.
Wow. Congratulations.
It's like 95% exciting and 5% scary.
Right.
And I focus on, I do some consulting for organizations. I do a lot of speaking engagements and trainings surrounding the 4 empowerment steps. And then I'll do workshops for all of the 10 actions. And then I built a online technology solution, which is really why I'm at the Synapse Summit today. Because on my website, employees enroll in my empowerment solution. So it's a digital solution. They go right on my website, they enroll, and they go through my curriculum.
Wow.
And then I'm able to provide a report back to the organization that I work with on how well their employees engage with empowerment. Did they pass the quiz? Did they use all the resources? Did they watch all the videos that I've curated for them? And then that ultimately helps to drive more empowerment for people.
That's amazing. It's not like you said, you brought in a whole bunch of different people with different backgrounds and from different, ethnicities, religions, etc. It's not just your perspective, it's a whole bunch of other people's perspective. And you have like a lot of data behind it too. That's amazing.
The empowering data.
Right.
Because if you don't talk about the numbers, that's the key element here. Right. So empowerment is always going to be an app that you don't even have to actually download. You already have it on your person every single moment. And the app is authority, power, and people. And if everything that you do connects to those three elements, then you will be driving empowerment for people on a constant basis.
I love it.
And sometimes the authority, right, is a promotion. It's you having the ability to move up in the organization. It's development. It's getting that feeling of being a boss. And then the power is usually related to money. Let's not kid ourselves in this world.
Right.
And think about it. You tell me the person that doesn't want more empowerment, and I will, I don't know what I'll do.
I don't think there's anyone out there.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But, like Jeff Bezos wants more empowerment.
Yeah,
right?
We all do.
Yeah,
for sure.
So.
Well, we definitely want to share your website and your book on the notes in their podcast. That way people can check it out, get more information, because we want to get the word out there, make people aware. So we will include that in our notes. That way people can reach out.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Today has been amazing speaking with you. I look forward to staying in touch. And I mean, you never know where we will connect again in the future.
Absolutely.
Actually, we could connect. I'm hosting a conference for empowerment.
Oh,
yes.
Where is this?
It's going to be on the Royal Caribbean Mariner of the Seas.
Oh, you're doing it on a cruise. How fun.
Yes.
That's perfect.
And it's called the Voyage of Empowerment.
Oh, that makes sense. I love that.
And when is that?
So it's November 12th of 2022. And we're going to be sailing from Port Canaveral to Coco Cay, Bahama to Cozumel, Mexico, and back.
Fun.
Nice.
And I'm going to have workshops and speakers and empowerment accountability sessions and team building and networking.
And is this for anybody and everyone that wants to attend
Anyone
to empower themselves?
who wants more empowerment? Yes. But right now my main target audience is HR and DEI.
Right. That makes sense,
equity,
right? Because that's where companies start changing, is from internal HR.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
And you know what? We can't let you go without really talking about the award that you just won. Can you share with us about that?
Yeah. So I literally just opened my email a moment ago and found out that I won an award from the Florida Commission on the Status for Women. And it's a community impact award. So that's
congratulations.
Pretty exciting.
You are moving at like 1,000,000 miles an hour, but really providing positive impact for not only transgender, but just everyone, right? Because I think everyone can use a lot of empowerment and positivity, and
there's a lot happening in this world.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, I sit here each day and like even today at 3:00 right now in the Florida state legislation, they're having a committee meeting about banning the ability to even say the word gay in a school. While there are schools today that have gay, straight alliances. So how in the world,
right?
Like, I just don't understand.
You can't ban speech, first of all. Let's get that straight.
Well, they are working. It's already passed the Senate in the state of Florida.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's just kind of the stuff that just doesn't make a lot of sense. Not empowering.
Right. And you shouldn't really restrict certain speeches, especially making it illegal. Is that what I'm understanding?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's very interesting.
And like we should be teaching LGBTQ history in schools, not hiding it.
Right.
It's a true part about our world.
Right.
And I don't know if you ever heard this song by this really great singer. I don't know. Her name is Lady Gaga. You may have heard this one.
I've heard of
It's
her.
called Born This Way. Okay. There's a reason
Right.
that she sings it that way. And no matter who you are born this way.
Right.
And like, I think about this also, like, because a lot of people think that transitioning is like a choice. And okay, but I was always that way from birth. It was just a matter of that I was hiding for years. I was pretending to live as male when that happened. And then now I live authentically.
Right. In your authentic self. I love that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So there are so many forces happening against people in this world. It's like, let's just think about this. What's good for a business is to have the ability to have employers be in the state of Florida that can recruit people to come and live here and work here and play here and not have to worry about what their kids can and can't say and do in school. Like,
right. Well, and speaking of good for business, you need your employees to be in their authentic self, right? And feel comfortable in their skin to be able to be creative and think of strategic, results or come up with creative things to help businesses grow and connect. So, being your authentic self, I think helps not only the individual, but companies as well too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look what you did for PwC,
PNC.
PNC. Well, we'll edit that one out.
No, but thank you so much, Ashley.
Yeah.
It is been such a pleasure talking to you.
Absolutely.
And I look forward to continuing this relationship and talking more in the future.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. This was my pleasure. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.